Here it is. This is the 4th bicycle I put an engine on. So this is Aljay's 101 on gas engine bikes. A little bit of tips for you. Hi, I'm Aljay. This is my gas-powered bike. It kind of hauls ass. If you keep everything tight and everything running good, not too lean gas, always wear your helmet. Okay, so I'm going to give you a couple tips on it. First thing is, all these parts are made in China. Just like I watched the YouTube guy just go on and on about that. Made in China, but still, once you buy the kit, okay, and put your first, second, third one together, by then you'll know all the ifs, ands, and buts on what to do with them. Okay, so this is a few things I've learned on these bikes. Okay, now, don't buy a new throttle. They break down here. Okay, best thing is to JB weld it, tape it with electrical tape. Okay. Gas tank has a filter in it. Haven't had to mess with it too much, but I'm in the process of putting another fuel filter on it. As you can see on this bike, I have my front brakes hooked up, but I don't have the back ones. Okay? I don't want no strain on that true tire, that true sprocket. Okay? You're going to put strain on it, it's going to tweak something. Okay? I usually put about 2 ounces of oil with every gallon of gas. It's not too lean, but it gives you lean enough for a little bit of speed. Okay, as you notice, I do have a light on it. And always wear your helmet. Okay, anyway, to get down to some of the components of the bike and some of the issues I've had with some of them. Some of the parts, anyway. Okay, this is the second kit I bought. I bought it on eBay instead of going through a gas company. Okay, and it's not a Skyhawk. It's a generic one comparable to the Skyhawk. Anyway, so as you see, I have changed the spark plug and the little cap that the kit comes with. Those are trash. They break. They're hard plastic. They break right away. Okay. Now I don't put the binder on the CDI. Just a zip tie. That way if something breaks loose, it'll go like that. Move back and forth. But okay. And I got my spark plug. Oh, I don't know. I've gapped him at 36 is what I usually use, but now this engine for some reason is not getting up to me, so I'm gonna have to shorten the spark a little bit and get more combustion there and make it run a little bit leaner, but not blow the motor up. Okay, and now you see the standard carburetor that comes with a lot of the kits. Now the first kit I had, I bought a speed carburetor because I wanted to haul ass, right? Well, on those speed CNS carburetors, this hinge right here on that carburetor breaks. The molding's not strong enough. They wouldn't even guarantee it because of that issue. So yeah, I couldn't get a warranty on the first or second carburetor I bought. Okay, now these motors, not boats, these motors, they vibrate a lot and they shake stuff loose. So constantly you have to keep tightening the bolts. Constantly you're gonna have bolts strip out. Okay, now on this motor, I've had these 2 bolts up here stripped out. Okay. These back here are about ready to strip out. Okay. So what I've done to modify this is I've gotten hose clamps and put them together long enough. I need to get some more heavy duty ones. Put it long to hold the engine exactly where it's at. I've also hose clamped the exhaust to the frame exactly where it's supposed to be up here and lower down there. It stops a lot of the vibration. It keeps that muffler in place. That muffler doesn't have nothing to ride on. Those two bolts ain't going to hold that muffler there very long. I've had mufflers fall apart on me. Okay, I don't have a cover on my muffler, but in this area, the cops aren't really hassling me, so a little bit louder, a little bit faster. Cool. Awesome. Anyway, get on down the road here. And that's the major modification I've done to this bike, is those hose clamps. Now, as you can see, as you look at some of this motor, you see the blue stuff. That's gasket material, and it's good to have. I don't use a lot of Loctite because the bolt's going to give either way. It's going to either break or strip. So, but this thing does pretty good right now. Anyway, another problem I've had is the chain tensioner. I don't actually think it's a chain tensioner. I think it's more of a chain guide. And on a bike I had before, I actually drilled a hole because the back bar here was square. I drilled a hole right here to keep that chain tensioner right where it's at. You want it to guide the chain as well as keep the chain tight. Loose the chain, it's going to wobble. Maybe hit these screws. And that's one bad issue I see about these bikes, where those bolts are to this chain. That's a wrong design there. But anyway, another thing is I have on this carburetor, I lost the throttle. Well, I didn't lose it, but it broke. Okay, so I went to find another throttle like it without having to go online because I was struggling with getting online at the time. And, well, I went to a motorcycle shop and they told me, if you break the ending off that cable, just get your soldering gun, some flex, soldering material, and silver solder, and you can solder a new head right on that cable. And that's what I've done with this one. I lost the pin to it too, so I took a curtain pin. You know, those old-fashioned pins that people used to put curtains up with. I took one of those, cut it down the size. It's the same diameter. I super glued it in there. It's got the spring, everything. Soldered the end on that cable, and she was as good as new. Now I've had to adjust the clutch 3 times, and I've only gone about 500 miles with this bike. And another reason why you see gasket material on here is because I lost the gasket to this. It's the Magneto. And I ran it in the rain one day. It was pouring out rain. And water got up in there and burnt my Magneto out. So I had to buy a new one. That's why you see gasket material around that. Now, make sure you use plenty of oil. I'm in the process of putting a new fill filter on that. That's why that gas line looks broke or whatever. But, and I'm in the process of looking for another bike, a brand new bike that I can put a motor on that'll be just sweet. Because I know a lot of ifs, ands, and buts about these things. So anyway, happy gas riding. Wear your helmet. Thanks.